The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum.
The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
The intro's so nice we had to play it twice. There it is. Fantastic Forum. Assemble. You watch your Fantastic Forum, your weekly look, of course I'm sitting here like totally thrown off for no
All right, start over.
No, we're not starting over again. We're not starting over.
Take three.
Again.
The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum. Assemble. You watch a Fantastic Forum.
It doesn't feel like you meant it.
hey, you just take what you get. Your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night is the case with you, depending on where you are. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll be taking it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, he is our riddle inside of an enigma trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey.
Next, he's our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the cowl. He is our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
We needed to update that intro. I don't like how naked my walls look. That's like old. They're like 10 years old at this point.
Yeah. I was just like,
if I get the time, I can do something.
I love how scared Larry looks in it.
We should just take that whole thing out. That voice you heard.
Okay, take my face off.
He's the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
Did I say I liked how scared you look? That was gonna be my thing, but I blew my load early.
No, it happens to the best of us, my friend. As for myself, my name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mayor Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We got a great show for you today because we are going to be talking to you about a number of things, including the finale for the Disney Plus show Ahsoka. We're going to be talking to you about the Amazon Prime show Gen V, and we're going to be talking to you about the Dark Horse comic Where Monsters Lie. We got all that plus whatever else it is that you all want to talk about, and we'll tell you how to do that in just a moment. But before we do, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, this show would not exist. So thank you, Scott Rubin. Hope all is well. And with that said, let's go ahead and have our wonderful intern tell you how it is that you can get on today's show.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
It's true. It's true. I do want to. So, Jay's like, not me. Jay said, I'm good. Jay's like, I'm cashing in on that bathroom break. So, yep, that's fair. Glad to have you back, Jay.
He's like one of those. He's like one of those memes of like how you look when you're taking a shit and you're getting paid for it. Like, you ever seen that meme? It's like Leonardo DiCaprio laughing, but on a toilet.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man. So, welcome to Fantastic Forum, folks. Gents, how's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Look, that's it. Look, I'll take it.
Man, I'm tired, man. I had to, I had a lot of, I don't know who had the dumb idea to do 3 topics this week that I hadn't watched anything about.
I don't know, man. Some genius, man.
Yeah.
Look, the producers of the show are a bunch of friggin' clowns. These guys.
Luckily, the barbershop was closed yesterday, so I could do
Was it
that.
really?
Yeah, because they were doing work on the power lines, and then basically pushed all my appointments to today. And then,
Damn.
yeah.
Did they give you forewarning? They're like, you can't be on that street, or what did they do?
Technically, they did, but not me. Like, my mail went to somebody else, and
Oh,
somebody, hey, so you know your power's gonna be out. They opened it and everything. They read it, and it's like, hey, just so you know, your power's gonna be out on the 3rd.
wait. Who told you?
My neighbor, the business by the alley.
Oh, they were just like, hey.
She came out. She's like, hey, just so you know, your mail came here. but it was them telling me, but technically they got to tell everybody, but nobody else. I think the tattoo guy got the notice for him. That business, the tax business, she didn't get anything. She got mine and accidentally opened it because she figured it was for her.
Wow, that's wild. That's real wild.
Yeah.
So have you gents at all been playing any of the new season of Marvel Snap?
I have. I'm whelmed.
I'm like, why did I go? I'm like, who took me out? I was like, I've been silenced. Oh man. Look, Jay, I was what I was about to say before I got taken out was I know Jay is firmly anti-snap, which I think is evidenced by his actions of him trying to silence me and then leaving himself. So, but you said you're whelmed.
Yeah, I'm just whelmed. It's like so far. I mean, I'm winning, but it's like it's not. I don't know. The Elsa Bloodstone, like I don't think that was the card to start the season with or base the season with. Like not even the power. Like the power is like whatever. I saw it in action, but I wasn't like intrigued. I'm like, I don't need to, if it was like a Brother Voodoo or something, then I did like the new Doctor Strange variant that they gave me. That was pretty cool. Looks
Yeah,
really
like they came out with a whole bunch of Midnight Suns variants, which are like
yeah.
I love Midnight Suns. It's such a good game.
Well, what
It
season
didn't
is
get
this?
the pop it deserves.
What's the name of the season? Is it Midnight Suns too?
No, I don't think so. I think the name of the season is actually Bloodstone. I think.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's not okay. I'll save 10
I will
bucks.
So you haven't actually used the card itself yet.
No, I haven't used it because I didn't I didn't pay for the
Right.
season. But I played against somebody with it, and
Yeah.
I beat the fuck out of them. So, yeah.
Dude, and Oz, you haven't messed with it at all either, right?
Yeah, no, I've played. I haven't played with any of the new cards. The newest card I have is X-23.
Oh, got you. Yeah,
and I had to swap out Ghost because with Eliath out, it was causing me problems.
Right.
And yeah, X-23, and then I took out Cable because everybody keeps putting what's her face, America Chavez. So I keep getting America Chavez every game. So now Mirage has actually been pretty good too. I've been dominating pretty good.
Now I feel like they were supposed to have changed that though, so that Cable doesn't get America Chavez every time. But I could be wrong because I thought it takes the card from your top deck. I
don't know if they changed it, but when I was using them, they were still taking it from the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, and
Mirage takes a card and pumps it up a little bit. So
Right.
That kind of yeah.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, that just kind of makes like I'm using their cards against them, but mine are stronger.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of people are using Kitty Pride.
Mm-hmm.
So I always get a buffed up Kitty Pride compared to what they got.
Yeah, it's a great card to get. Like if you're gonna snatch one, yeah, that's a good one. Cable, just got buffed. In Snap with the laser snake. Cable, I think he used to be 2/2, but now he's 3/4. So you get a little more power too. So yeah. But I'll tell you that Elsa Bloodstone card, it's no joke.
Really?
Like
what's the actual power? Like I maybe the guy didn't use it right or
no, yeah, I don't think it's not for everybody. Like everybody doesn't know how to use it. But so what it does is anytime you fill a lane, it gives that card +3 power. And
by lane, you mean like location?
A location. I'm sorry. Yeah, anytime you fill a location, right, it gives the card you fill that location with +3 power. So, that's good just in and of itself because, if you put the right card in those last slots or whatever, it's cool to get, +3 power to whatever else it is that your card that you put there. But if you play it, like, I don't know if I want to say the way it was intended, but the way you should be playing it is you should be filling a lane and then put something there that can either move or is going to come back into your hand so that you get that buff multiple times. And Bloodstone will do that on any of the 3 lanes. It's not like it's just the lane that she's in. It's like any lane that you fill gets a buff. So, like for instance, I mean, I like using bounce decks, right?
Yeah.
So if I put Elsa Bloodstone out there, like ideally in the deck that I'm using, the first thing I'm trying to do is put Beast in that like lane on like turn 4 and buff up Beast, and then all those cards are coming back, right? And so that way it's like that might be like my turn 4 play. And ideally, Kitty Pride is in that group that I'm bouncing back as well, right? So then when I put now that will make it so that I know for me, like I like doing like Angela, like I'll start off with Kitty, then I'll put out Angela, then I'll put out Angela, Bloodstone. Then I'll put out Bloodstone and Kitty, and then on turn 4, I'm putting Kitty and Beast. And so then I'm bringing back an Angela that I've been powering up, that Bloodstone, and Kitty is 0 now, right? So I could put all that back out there on turn 5, and then I could probably fill up another lane and probably get Kitty in there on turn 5, and that's getting pumped up. Sometimes I'll do Nightcrawler and then move Nightcrawler.
A Quinjet in that deck would work too, right? Would help.
A Quinjet doesn't work because
they're already started in your hand.
They started in my hand, exactly.
But like a collector would work there too, right?
Yeah, a collector wouldn't be bad. Definitely, a collector wouldn't be bad. But the only thing is that for that one in particular, like there was a bounce deck that I was kind of messing with beforehand that I was using Falcon instead, and I had collector in that one just because I had a whole bunch of 1s in it. So it's like I can fill it up again, maybe ideally, and then use Falcon, and then collector will buff from all of those. But that's a lot harder to pull off, unfortunately. But then it's crazy because if you can put enough lanes out there, like the deck I'm using, the bounce deck is like a hit monkey deck. And so because it has Mysterio in it, it's like at the end you can fill up lanes with those Mysterios and literally fill up every spot, and then those 0 Mysterios end up getting 3 and 3 buff. You know, so it's like it can be a lot of points, man. Like it's kind of crazy. Like I'm blown away, honestly, by like I can easily put up lanes like 25 to 30 power in 2 lanes with the deck I'm using right now. And I'm like, it's legit. And don't mess around and let there be like a Sinister London that duplicates cards, because then if I get a second Bloodstone, Elsa Bloodstone, then both of those are going to give +3 to whatever, whatchamacallit. Or if there's like a cloning VATS, same deal, because I'm trying to play Elsa Bloodstone on turn 2. And I'll play it right into cloning VATS, and then on turn 3, I'm going to put a second Elsa Bloodstone and then start trying to fill stuff up. And so it's legit, man. It's a good card. Now, for particular play styles, it's not for everything. Like if you're with a destroy deck, I don't know, it might help you, honestly, because just like how you were like, you know, I know Oz was talking about X23. It's like with destroy decks, you do fill lanes, and so it's like the same way how you might mess around and put down the 3 cards and then put down Carnage. If you have Elsa Bloodstone, you know, somewhere else too, or even if you just want to destroy it, you can get an extra 3 points on that Carnage plus all of the +2s, right? For destroying.
You a null on it or a venom. Or
yeah.
like power that,
Yeah, same thing with the Venom, right? Yeah, because a lot of Venom lanes, you know, they don't always fill, but you never know, right? It's
well,
like if you're playing with that in mind.
Right, you can fill it and then have the Venom be the one that gets the power. You know, like let's say you do a couple 1 cards or something, or they'll throw a Squirrel Girl and automatically like you get, you can hit that Central Park and you get a squirrel in that, and then you get extra points on your Venom.
Right.
And then you hold of the fucker.
Word. And then
I used the Elsa Bloodstone on me kind of did that at a bunch of 1, like they use it with a Shana the She Devil.
Yeah.
And I was using the same move deck that I went the whole last season with. Like that's the same move deck that I use and obliterated. That Shana was like, or who?
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's no joke. Also, too, your boy is coming out in one of these weeks. Man Thing.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait. Like that's what they should have started with.
Yeah.
I don't a Brother Brutal or a Hellstrom, you know, Damon.
Yeah.
Hellstrom. But again, like you said, it's not a Midnight Suns thing.
Right.
It's only the collab. I guess that's why I thought about the Midnight Suns thing, but it's not.
And the messed up part is if they did actually
Suns, but not Midnight Suns, you know, with an O, not a U.
Right, with a U, right.
Oh well, no, but the cards they're giving us are like uns with the O. Like because
they are.
Those all are Midnight Suns members, like Elsa Bloodstone, Man Thing, and I don't know what else we're getting, but but if we get like a Brother Voodoo or a Hellstrom, or even that, like having that Doctor Strange, like that's why they did the collab, I assume, because they're doing it like Bloodstone, but I guess maybe because of the series that they did for Halloween, the Werewolf by Night,
Werewolf by Night,
other Midnight Suns with an O, yeah,
right.
So
yeah, so cool, man. All right, let's get into our topics for today, man. It's about that time. We got a lot to talk about. So, look, we've wasted enough of Jay's time. So, Jay, why don't you go ahead and talk to us
real quick? We have a comment in chat.
Oh, what's it?
What?
What's the chat comment say?
Tarklaw says, "You guys gonna watch and review season 2 of Loki? It premieres tomorrow. Yeah, we are planning to do that next week. So
wait, what?
Like and subscribe.
Loki, you say? Never heard of it.
And since you're on there, if you like how scared Larry was in the intro, you should check out the newest video coming out where he watched the trailer for Exorcist Believer, which will
That wasn't
premiere
scary.
alongside the movie. The trailer for Larry was scary.
Why? There's nothing in the trailer.
Well, there's black people. You know how Larry is about those.
Those.
Wait, what? What did you just say? What the world?
Like he literally says, like, "Oh, there's
Nonsense.
black people in it." Ugh. Like, but you just gonna have to watch the video for
I
that.
did say that, but not for the reasons that Mo just says.
I don't know your reasons. I don't understand bigotry.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just making it known that you don't know my reasons.
Well, look, you, the audience, needs to watch and thumbs up and decide what the reasons Larry did that for. I'm sorry, for which reasons Larry did that.
Jay, why don't you talk to us about Ahsoka? Tell us what the deal is for those that may not know.
Do we do the bumper or just get right into it?
Oh, we do have a bumper. Let's do it.
Also,
no, it's more about gel coat.
When the fourth round would...
Don't you call it?
does it look good already? Jumbo Scampi for limited.
All right. Thank you very much.
So, Ahsoka is about a Mandalorian named Sabine who's willing to throw away the entire galaxy in order to find her friend. And she basically throws away the entire galaxy and finds her friend.
Yeah.
The end.
Spoilers.
Like, go ahead, Mo.
No spoilers. Like, he needs to let people. Yeah, some people haven't seen it yet.
There will be spoilers ahead for the show Ahsoka if you haven't seen it. So hopefully you have, and you can join in the discussion at Fantastic Forum .live, or just
I feel like at 7 episodes, this is like the shortest of the live action series.
It's 8.
So it should be easy to watch.
It's 8, but I think the Nick Fury one was 6.
I
Yeah, but that
was 7.
Yeah, let me double check. I'll bring it up real quick.
No, there is 8. 8 came out this morning.
Oh, you didn't watch the finale, Jay?
Oh, no, I thought it was over.
Oh, why did you think it was Jay? You watched that last episode and you're like, man, she is
That's
Yeah, like I watched it. I was like, oh, okay, that's an ending.
Yeah, Secret Invasion was 6, so I think that's the shortest one.
Well, listen, I feel like if you watch that last episode, it might change your.
It's a whole. Like, you realize that her doing that decision she made to go find her friend was like what every Jedi Master says, like, trust your instincts. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it is. You got to watch it.
Nah, I'm still with Jay.
Listen, I'm sitting here like, now all of a sudden I'm out here like, so if I was in some real trouble, would Jay not throw away the galaxy for me? I'm on the fence. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not a Mandalorian.
Huh?
I'm not a Mandalorian.
Yeah, no shit. No.
And I'm a huge not huge, but and I am somewhat of an amateur horror fan. So I'm always thinking of like situations where should I go get you or not? And most of the time it's yes.
But sometimes it's no.
And sometimes we just both end up the worse for wear if I go back.
No, Lawrence is never my first call because I know he doesn't own a shovel.
What's the situation where you don't go for Larry? Aside from across the galaxy inside a giant space whale.
It's hard to think of one off the top of my head, but I know
If a giant spider is coming and like trying to put him in the web, like spin him into, are you gonna come for him?
well, that depends on the tools I have available.
No,
If I
what
only have,
that? Yeah, no. That sounds like a no to me.
I don't even know if I could be mad at Jay for that one. I feel
no,
like
if I have bare hands, there's nothing I can do. Like I'm gonna get caught in the web.
it's like just light a torch and throw it, Jay. Be like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I mean. That if I have a torch at hand, then yeah, I can fight the spider, and I could probably set the web on fire without burning you.
hopefully.
So,
All
I
right.
mean, hopefully you
Well,
haven't been there too long,
hopefully not.
but
Well,
it's most of the time I'm there for you, man.
well, thank you, Jay. I will take that most of the time. so Jay, there are gonna be some slight spoilers ahead for you. But
Okay.
it'll still be worth watching. That I can promise you. And I can say that to our audience as well. Like I feel like it'll be worth watching if you care to watch it anyway, because we're not gonna describe it all we're not gonna go through the whole story. Let me go to you, Oz. Uh I mean, you watched it all. How Well, I guess the first question I want to ask is how much like Star Wars does this feel to you?
Like Star Wars? Like how do you
Like in the
how do you
grand scheme of
answer
things,
that?
like how Star Wars is it?
It's somewhere in the middle, I guess. Like, because Star Wars used to be good and now it's not. And this is like in the middle. So like it has good
Wait,
parts and it has bad parts.
so Star Wars used to be good, now it's not. So what
You get, I mean, they're like what was that like? See, I don't even remember the name of the
What was
show.
the good Star Wars?
The good Star Wars? Like,
Yeah.
well, the original trilogy.
What
And
else?
people hate on what was it? Return Revenge of the Sith. Which one's the one where he gets all burned up?
Just Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, like people hate on that one, but that was still not that bad. But the new trilogy, that just every movie like got a little bit worse than the last one.
I think that's true. I think that's true.
So it's like a slow decline in quality. But you have your moments like Rogue One is obviously good, although there's not a lot of Star Wars in it, but it's a good movie. And then you get Solo, which is kind of not.
Like they're literally having wars in the stars.
Like what is it? Does Rogue One not feel like that? It doesn't have that much Star Wars in it because because it doesn't have like Jedis and Sith or what?
Yes, technically. I mean that one guy, I forget his name now. The Asian guy, he's like a Jedi, but he's not a Jedi. It was weird.
Okay, that's weird. Got it. Okay.
Did you ever play Shadow of the Empire on N64?
I think so. I wouldn't remember it though.
That would be bad Star Wars, right?
I wouldn't even remember that experience. I barely remember KOTOR.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fair, I guess. But
yeah, no,
I
but
mean,
this show just sucked overall. Like, yeah, it has its good moments, but I can't say a show is good if the best parts of the show are when they reference other stuff that was better.
Like, what was the worst part of this show for you?
The stupid decisions made by the characters. and the way it's played off as though, yeah, no, that's the way it's supposed to happen. Like,
I mean,
I got like a seriously pissed off when they had that space battle and Ahsoka's hitting spaceships with her lightsaber.
I mean, she did hit one spaceship with a lightsaber, right?
She shouldn't have hit any of them. You don't. Why were they doing strafing runs? The ship is disabled. They know where the gun ports are. They could just. They're in space. They could just float there and shoot at it. Why do they need to make a strafing run? Like, that all felt unnecessary and stupid. And they just wanted to show Ahsoka using a lightsaber to take out a starship. And then it's just a lot of like just stupid stuff like that bugs me. Even in this last episode, they take out 2 TIE fighters. There's like no damage to their ship. Somehow the engines go down for like an hour.
Let's see. I feel like that's not true. Like there's literally a whole bunch of damage to the ship.
like
They're able to fix it.
It's flying perfectly like it's brand new. Like
the 2 last episodes, they were trying to fix it. Like, and he's like, I don't know if I can. Yeah. Like, and at the end, they're stranded. It's like, yeah, I told you I didn't know if I could fix it. Yeah.
Yeah, but they crashed it into 2 TIE fighters and wrecked the hell out of TIE fighters. Have you ever seen a car crash? Like, you're gonna get some damage, but it still looks new. Like, I'm fine with them being able to fix it to get it in the air to do what they were gonna do with it. But the ship looks like there's absolutely no damage on it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like, like the first of all, the ship has been around for a number of years.
Since the Clone Wars.
Since the Clone Wars, right,
like,
right.
So the Jedi class, like when it was on Coruscant, coming out of the factory from Coruscant.
Yeah, it's literally like an old sturdy ship. And then also too, like, TIE fighters they're not known for their durability, so it's like, I don't know, like I kind of feel like
I guess they're made out of paper.
Well, look, in the New Hope, like they literally like bumped into each other and then went off to oblivion.
I mean, a TIE fighter is like basically a cockpit. It's a cockpit made out of glass.
You have like aerodynamic wings.
And then I've grown to hate Sabine.
Really?
Like I really like Joe mentioned that decision she makes. I would have forgiven it if she did it for love. Like if Ezra was, which from what I've been told, that's where they were going in Rebels. Is they were kind of getting close like that. But here, like, they try to make it more like a brother sister friendship thing, and so she goes through all this. She makes that decision, and then she finally meets up with him, and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" Fist bump. Like, dude, like this was your like 9 years, and like that's the best. You guys just kind of smile at each other. It's like, "Hey, all right, yeah, we're cool." Hey, so what happened? At least when Ahsoka gets to him, they're like, she's happy to see him. She's hugging him. Even Hera had more emotion seeing Ezra than Sabine, who's the one that's been pining for him for 9 years at this point. And then I'm being told how Thrawn is this great tactician and this threat to the galaxy and all that. And then the episode where he actually does anything, everything he commands fails, and he's still like, "Oh, that's exactly how I planned it. I planned it for it to happen that way." No, you didn't. You said, "Hey, destroy this." Didn't work. All right, send these guys, destroy that. Didn't work. Okay, kill them. Nope, that didn't work either. It's like, but he's there like, according to my plan, this is going according to how I thought it would, or some bullshit. And like, even what's her face? The Asian lady is looking at him like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Like, she knows he's full of crap at that point.
You think so?
Yeah, he's full of crap.
Because I mean, but doesn't he win?
He wins.
No,
yeah, he doesn't win. He doesn't do what he was trying to do.
No, he escapes. Best case
That's
scenario.
what he
What he
wanted
was
to
trying
do.
to do. That was the whole.
He's literally lost in this whole other galaxy, and he wants to get back to the other galaxy to like start the Empire again. And that's what he did at the end.
No.
That's what
Yeah.
he did.
He wanted to
That's
kill
like
his
that.
enes, and he couldn't.
He didn't want to kill his enemies. He said,
No.
like,
Yes,
you
he
know,
did.
he literally said, either they kill, they either die here or they will get stranded. Either way, I'm gonna be back where I need to be.
But they
Right.
didn't. Ezra didn't get stranded. Ezra's out there.
Well,
Right.
And
But-
you're saying he didn't want them dead? That seems like he also mentioned that
he said, I don't care if they live or die.
and that's stupid because he's also said he's underestimated these people before.
Right. But
And
again,
so now if he doesn't care, like if he needs to make sure that they're dead because he's underestimated them before and they're gonna come back and kick his ass. Like he hasn't learned anything then.
he still won the season.
like
No, he didn't. He
Like,
ended up
no,
the season the
You
way
saying he
defeated
didn't win the
last time
season is
with
because
Ezra on the ship.
you saying he didn't win the season is because you watched The Last Jedi. You watched how the First Order ends. And this is all the shit in between. This is all expanded shit for shit we already know.
I mean, it is like, his goal was to get back to like known space, and he accomplished that. Like that was the goal. Like, don't get me wrong, the bonus would have definitely been to kill some Jedi, but
Ezra Bridger got on. It's not like he killed them and stopped them.
Not yet.
No, like he again, it's shit that we know is gonna happen or assume is gonna happen a certain way, but that's not this season.
Look, Ezra's
we're not reviewing.
Ezra's the one that stopped them before.
We're not reviewing the future second season. We're reviewing this season.
No, look, we're looking at what's happened in the past. The past repeats itself. Ezra's the dude that stopped them.
And there's literally like Star Wars is all that. You've known it since the first trilogy.
Right.
And the character here literally says, I want to break this fucking cycle.
Thrawn should know better, is my whole point.
He doesn't know better. No, people don't know better. People
and he's not the great tactician that everybody makes him out to be. He's just a dude.
You're cozy saying that.
You're saying
that cozy from this universe, you know. But people in that universe judging decisions up to that point, that's what he's proven to be to them. You're watching here, cozy. You don't even have to light up a lightsaber. The closest thing you got a lightsaber is the keychain. I ain't gonna say your dick. It's gonna keychain. But you're watching him do that, and it's like that's really it. Like it's cozy to say that, but realistically, it's like you didn't watch Rebels, so you don't know what he's done. And look, he could be demented here, but his legacy, from what they know across the galaxy, is something else. Yeah,
I know. In Rebels, he was a dude that kept working out, keeping himself in top physical shape, and then they present this like slouching fat old man as the same guy that was in Rebels, and like, dude, that ain't
you see
him.
what the Mr. Olympias look 20 years later?
It's not 20. It's not 20 years from Rebels. It's 9.
Look, hey,
I'll take the wrinkles and stuff, but dude should still be, in good shape. He shouldn't be slouching like that. His hair shouldn't look like it's made out of plastic.
It's like it would have been nice if he had been in a little bit better shape. I'll give you that, but come on.
Why does his hair look like it's made out of plastic?
Because it's sci-fi fantasy.
Made out of plastic.
Yeah, it's sci-fi fantasy, and they're trying to redo something they did in CGI. Like we've had this discussion with other shows where they bring a character that was a CGI character into the like.
Yeah,
it's nothing new for Disney.
If you're just joining us, we're talking about the finale of Ahsoka. Feel free to join the conversation, fantasticforum.live, or jump on into chat on YouTube or on Twitch. So Oz, we know that you hate Sabine. You and Joe are just like, okay, trash. But why don't the two of you tell me like who's your favorite character? Let's start with you, Jay. Who's the character you like the most out of the show so far, at least.
Probably Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
Rosario
I
Dawson.
didn't like Sabine at the beginning, but she's fine now.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, it was just that
Sabine.
first episode where I'm like, you're being really dumb right now.
Okay. How about you, Oz? Which character do you actually like?
I still don't like Ahsoka. Like, she got better when she became Ahsoka the White, but still.
So, what I asked you is, who do you like, Oz? You're telling me who you dislike again.
I mean, I guess technically,
no, none of them.
I guess technically, Anakin doesn't count because he's.
You think Anakin? He's a character in the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Huang or whatever his name is, the robot.
The robot.
Yeah, because he's the only one making any sense. Like he's there. Like, how do we even know these whales are gonna take us where we want to go? And Ahsoka's just there. Like, well, that's the odds are pretty good. He's like, no, they're not. Have you been in space? Do you understand?
It's true.
So it's between him and I wanted to say the Night Sister.
I was joking when she said that too, right?
Yeah, that's why. But still, I like the
robot.
Like he didn't know she was joking. He's like, no, you didn't. Like he didn't know. I want to say it's. I wanted to say the Night Sister, the new one with the flaming blade, because I liked her in that last episode. But if you're gonna look at the show, like the complete show, I'm gonna have to say it's home dude that's dead now, Balin.
Oh, Balin. Yeah, Balin's good.
It sucks that he's gone, because I think a show with him and his apprentice, like I kind of want to see that.
Well, it's interesting because based on what, Joe? What?
Sorry, forgive me.
He's watching something else.
He's doing something else while he's doing shit.
Hey, Joe. Need you
what is it like? We gotta make a thing.
You can't just laugh hysterically and then say nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
what are you laughing hysterically at while we're doing the show?
The one scene where the ship, they give it like a short burst of power and it just clips these two TIE fighters. Like, it's hilarious. Like,
that's the scene I was talking about.
Not in a bad way, but like in like a kind of awesome way, like hilariously awesome.
Got it. Just catching up. Okay, good.
If they made a show about Balin, I'd probably watch that.
Well, you don't feel like there'll probably be a season 2 of Ahsoka?
I feel like the actor playing Balin isn't around for season 2.
Well, that's true, but you don't think they'll recast the character?
Like, that guy did a good job.
I kind of hope they don't.
Yeah.
Like, dude, don't get me wrong. Like, I agree. It's Ray Stevenson, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was fantastic and easily, like, he pretty much stole.
What are you gonna do instead of that? Like, Larry, like, you got the answers. Like, you literally, like, you're like, yeah, I'm glad he's dead. We could have him in season 2. Who gives a fuck?
Whoa,
all right, let's see
no.
Who would you cast?
Well, Lawrence is for AI simulations of actors.
No,
well, they're still fighting that, so maybe that's what they're gonna do. But
I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that obviously the character's arc isn't done, and I don't know that. Like, say, if Ray Stevenson had a say, I don't think, given the circumstances, he would be like, "Oh, well, yeah, I died, so you got to kill the character." I don't feel like that would be what he would say. Like,
no, they just ignore it, like they did the chick from was it the right wing chick? Like, in Hollywood, it's the same as dead if you're right wing. But yeah, the Gina Carano, like, that's her character. It's like, oh, she's off on a mission.
No, see, but that's a completely different thing because
Right.
the way, like the way that her character was set up, you could tell some additional stories, but you didn't have to. And they were setting that character up to have a spinoff,
Again,
but the spinoff was
Ray Stevenson's the same thing. He's like, oh, he found a big statue, but you don't need to know about that.
no,
Yeah,
it's
season
not the
two.
same thing.
Season 2, his apprentice like
Season
looked
2
for
could be
him,
the Ezra
and
Bridger show. Like,
I think, like, based on what what has been said in regards to like things that are coming up or whatnot, it's like because I mean Dave Filoni is supposed to be making a movie, right? And so in my mind, I'm thinking that the movie is going to be like the culmination of all the different shows that he's been a part of. So it's like that's probably where we'll see like the Thrawn thing play out. I wouldn't be surprised if Ezra probably plays a big role in that and whatnot. But I kind of feel like an Ahsoka season 2 is where you would get like the story of what's going on with the folks that are stranded in that galaxy. And who knows? They might make it back and maybe make it in time to be a part of the movie too. But like I feel like you have to even if that happens, I feel like some of that stuff needs to happen in the second season before we get to like that movie. So I don't know, man. Like I just feel like a big part of this season is that character Balin saying like, yeah, like I said, he's trying to change the cycle. He's trying to do something completely different, and to not have that character like that pay off in any way. If that character just disappeared, that would be ridiculous to me.
technically in Star Wars, that might be the keeping the cycle going.
With a character just disappearing,
Just not, it's not. He wants to change something, then gets fired or gets kicked out.
I also feel like anything that he's trying to do, this whole break the cycle thing and all that, like he should be doing that up until after the new trilogy, because the new trilogy continues the cycle, and I think after that is when he can come in and do whatever he's trying, like make everybody gray or whatever he's trying to do.
No other thing. It's not. I hear what you're saying, Oz, but that's not really it. Like anybody that ever wants to change anything ends up just being dead. Like I think he's like it's not. And the people need both sides, the light and the dark, the evil, the rebellion, and the empire. They need each other to exist. Otherwise, they have no meaning. So
wasn't that what Rey was doing though? Like she tapped into both.
Well, she's like the gray Jedi, but there's no Jade Grey. She literally that's not ended at the end, just being nobody, being a Skywalker. It's like I'm good for nothing. Yeah,
that's true. She is.
Yeah.
I mean, she's in the next movie, so.
Yeah. I'm just mad that like Yoda, like the wisest of everything, which in hindsight really isn't. But I guess it makes sense where he's like, Luke, when you die, you'll be the last Jedi. When I die, you'll be the last Jedi. And then there's
That's
all these people around.
And then what?
And then there's all these people around, like alongside Luke, and they don't give a fuck. Like, oh, he's trying to blow up the Death Star. We gotta help him. Ahsoka's like, fuck it, Grogu's like, fuck it,
Grogu still can't talk at that point.
Yeah. But like, or the other dude, the dude from Fallen Order, fuck it. Yeah.
I mean, the galaxy's a big place. It could be possible they just don't know, right?
I mean, there's a little you saw those rebellion bases. They had bases in Hoth, and Hoth is like the most desolate part of the galaxy. So if they got like radio signals there, like I get that like Sabine's GPS got cut in half, but that was a whole other galaxy. Yeah, I get it. Like you might as well be in Utah, but it's still not. Yeah, it's like all these people did nothing while Luke was like my training's not even finished. Like, so, even when he started the new Jedi Order, he's like, well, dude, you're not really qualified. Like, we got this dude over in this other galaxy that he's got a better, technically, like Balin's got a better grip on the shit because he's more of a moderate Jedi. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not in the bureaucratic shit where they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna create these clones under our noses, you know. But it's the way things are, you know. So it's like that guy could have helped, like literally, like
I mean,
yeah.
No, I agree with you. Like for instance, like
Ahsoka knew Luke. Like there's an episode she talks to Luke. She trained with Luke's dad, and it's like, all right, you do your thing, and just fucks off to do whatever she's gonna do.
Well, I mean, Ahsoka played an important.
Look at Boba Fett. They're just hanging together, and not saying like, "Bitch, you could have taught me some shit too." Like, you knew my dad. Like, what the fuck? What was my dad like? You know, I'm saying that to my cousins now that I got to stare at my dad's ashes every day. It's like, oh, my dad was like a pool shark. I found out, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this
why don't you tell me?
He told me
never about my dad before he became an asshole. Like, that'd be good to know. I'd like to know about my general dad saving the universe, not the one that, you know, is hanging out with fucking Biden.
About my dad never did none of that. Shut up.
I'm talking about Anakin, like something that matters.
Yeah. Oh my god, jeez. I mean, but here's the thing, though. It's like, I mean, keeping in mind that it's like people told Luke about Anakin Skywalker. Like, they just didn't tell him that Darth Vader too. Yeah. Like, so it's not like he got the good stories. He just didn't know that the dude he was fighting and that dude that they told those good stories about were the same dude.
I think I should have trained Luke.
Yeah. But I feel where you come from, where it's like, yeah, like Ahsoka probably could have done a little bit more to help out Luke Skywalker. And, you know, I mean, she played an important part in the rebellion, though. Like, don't get it twisted. It's not like she wasn't a pivotal part, but she definitely wasn't trying to be like, okay, like, I mean, she wasn't trying to fight Vader. And you kind of see why.
I mean, she did.
She has, huh?
She did fight Vader.
No, she didn't.
She fought Vader in Rebels.
Yeah. Like full on Vader. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, she fought Vader and almost died. So, you know. But yeah, but I think that after that she was just kind of like, dude, like
she was still a little kid at that point.
She wasn't a kid at that point, no.
She was like a teenager, wasn't she?
In Rebels?
Yeah. When she fought Vader, she was still a teenager.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
She didn't become adult Ahsoka until when she showed up in The Mandalorian or whichever show or book about whatever show she showed up in. Rosario Dawson is the first adult Ahsoka we see.
I hate how like Ahsoka's all giving Grogu shit about like, if he accepts something about his family, he can't be a Jedi. Meanwhile, she like forgives Sabine for like making that shit decision to go find Ezra, and that's all attachment, you know, like.
Yeah, but I think that it boils down to the idea that she's like what she says is like, I think she made the decision. Like, it might be the only decision she could have made.
Nah. I mean, yeah, I get that, but either way, it's like that's like stupid shit. Like you know, if you're kosher, but if it's life or death, okay, you could eat a pig. Yeah, like
would people rather you be dead than?
Hey, if it's that big a deal that I can't have a bacon cheeseburger and I'm in the fucking desert, then yeah, like if it's that big a deal, I should have to fucking die.
Okay, oh, there it is. There it is.
So, and that's the bullshit with that. That's why Balin was the shit. We're like, oh, they're just one of those Boken Jedis, you know. Like they were trained outside of the council and order, and then he even said, like, you know, I miss do you miss it being a Jedi? It's like, I don't miss the order itself, he misses like certain aspects of it, but not
Right.
the bullshit. And
Yeah.
you know, so it's kind of like I feel about spirituality, I guess. I'm like the Balin of like atheism.
Yeah, he is like a lapsed, like somebody that's like a
Yeah,
lapsed
he's
religious.
not like a Sith, but he's
Yeah,
just
he
he's
doesn't
using his
believe.
Jedi skills. Yeah, and it's like, well, he doesn't believe in the procedural parts of it, more into
Yeah.
like who you are in it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why he like the way he trained her is like, man, like these characters are good, and you know, and of course anything good ends up dead.
He's also, I think, the only one on this show that's like a fully trained for real Jedi. Because everybody else has walked out. Ahsoka walked out on her master. She technically did not finish her training.
Yeah,
I mean,
and her master never had the title of master.
That is also true.
But you don't have to be. Wait, he had? Didn't he have the title of master? He just wasn't.
No. They specifically told him you're considered a Jedi. Like, you're not a Padawan anymore, but we're not going to call you master. We're not going to give you that title.
The only one that ever called him master was Ahsoka, and she didn't know that they gave her like they're like, this kid sucks. Let's just put her with this guy.
And that's just because that's what that's what Padawan calls their trainer. It's like sensei.
Right, sensei, yeah. But like, if he wanted to open up a school in a strip mall, like he couldn't do it.
Says Ahsoka showed up in Star Wars Rebel as an adult. Technically true, but that was Ahsoka the White, which is Rosario Dawson's character.
Wait, what?
There's a quick glimpse of Ahsoka, adult Ahsoka in Rebels, but at that point she's already Ahsoka the White.
Yeah,
and so that's Rosario Dawson.
Oz has been reading the wiki throughout the like. Well,
I'm saying that's
I've been watching some clips to kind of catch up, but I don't.
But that's the same Ahsoka that fights Vader in Rebels.
No, that's in the future.
Look, Larry watched the series.
Yeah, but Larry's memory sucks.
Yeah. Memory and eyes. Yeah.
I mean, so wait, so the Ahsoka? No, you say Ahsoka the White, like
you know how she like died and then came back wearing white? Yeah. That's Ahsoka the White. That's the outfit that she's wearing in that scene where they show her as an adult.
When she's like the fulcrum reveal, right?
I don't know what those words mean.
He's only been doing the wiki in the.
I know. Yeah. Listen.
That's what I'm telling you. Like you're over here. Like we got three topics, and you're over here talking to him about this shit.
I know. Yeah, you're right. I
was trying to send you text messages 20 minutes ago, but
all right. We should go ahead and rate Ahsoka. I think that's what
let's go ahead and rate it and like not ask me anything about it. I give it a 5 out of 5.
Well, listen. What do you want to say? You can say something.
Nah, man, it's done. We already spent too much time on it, but yeah. 5 out of 5.
Look, you a Joe, man.
No, dude, like I'm here waiting. I was like, oh, you ask him. Oh, did it feel like Star Wars to you? What the fuck you asking him for? He always gives you like two word answers. Like I had a whole dissertation on how it's actually sci-fi fantasy like the original shit was meant to be. But anyway, 5 out of 5. You ask him, what do you like about it? He's like, oh, I hate this, and that. Fucker, like, I literally asked you what you liked about it. But, all right, 5 out of 5.
Well, why don't you tell us what you want?
5 out of 5.
Like, if you're going to bring it up, might as well say something.
Nah, fuck it. It's funnier if I just say 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it just teaches you, do the show better next time.
Okay. Jay, do you want to rate this joint?
Right now I'm leaning towards a 3, 2.5. somewhere around there.
You
It's
gotta
like-
watch last episode and let us know what you think after that.
No, that's part of why it's going so low. It's like, seriously, decapitation is nothing. Like, why aren't you showing it?
Again, this isn't like a quality issue. That's a taste issue. Like,
I
you
mean,
want to
that's
see
what I'm reviewing, like based on the reviews based on my taste, right?
I
well,
think
but it's not in like. Look, if you believe that's what a good critique is, then you do that.
I think Disney has a thing about decapitation.
Well, they need to keep that shit out of Star Wars.
Like, it was a big deal that Thanos gets decapitated because nobody thought that would be allowed by Disney.
Look, I'm just saying, like, as far as I'm concerned, the decapitation happens. It's like, I don't know. Like, Jay's literally talking about the difference between seeing a head roll and seeing a lightsaber like slice through a neck.
A fake light knife slide through a neck where there's no blood anyway.
Yeah, I think that was a zombie too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But
So, again, it's again, that's why it's taste or quality. Like, is taste really reflective of quality? I don't know.
Look, Highlander has no blood in it. I still want to see the sword cut the neck and the head roll.
Again,
It's not about blood. It's about
It's
cutting
all
the neck.
blood. The song says,
Yeah,
"I have
it's-
inside me the blood of kings."
taste and quality. That's
When you cut
like
the head off, the blood inside me comes out. Therefore, I no longer have the blood of kings. You see,
Oz,
Yeah,
what would you rate
I base
Ahsoka?
my reviews on what I like and what I don't like. So
That's fair.
it's all taste for me.
What would you rate Ahsoka, Oz?
I'm gonna go with the 3. I don't really like it. There's some good stuff in it, and apparently you gotta watch this to make sense of whatever movie Filoni's filleting next.
Got it. Is that what Filoni does to stuff? He fillets it.
Well, his name is Filoni, so do with
Okay.
that what you will.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm
maybe
gonna
it's
give-
felony. Your jokes are a felony.
There it is. I'm gonna give it. Oh man, I really liked it, but I don't know if I could give it a 5. I might give it like 4.5. Like, it's, you know, yeah, I think 4.5 is the way to go. But I would highly recommend it though. I enjoyed it. I feel like it's a good direction. Oh boy. For Star Wars. So, you know, yeah, I like it a lot. So, but okay. Oz, it's time to tell us about Gen V.
All right, so Gen B is a holdover before the next season of The Boys. It's a spinoff about not teenagers, I guess, because they're in college, but young up and coming superheroes trying to make a name for themselves. And so it's like The Boys Academy. No, wait, because the boys want to kill heroes. It's a superhero academy show.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Absolutely.
basically it, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So I will say, I mean, technically when you start college, you're a teenager. You might be an adult.
You know, we're not all rich like that. Not all of us can start right out of high school.
Hey, that's fair.
You know,
But I
got
was
big
like-
brains that we graduate on time either.
That's fair too.
Elitist young there.
Moses, what were your expectations about this show, man? What, like, before you watched it, what were your expectations
Now
of
you
the show? And
Yeah.
huh?
The one I watched the least of, you asked me. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I
You
had
know
no
what, though?
expectations.
You're right.
I had no expectations of it. Like, I don't care about like The Boys. Like the last season was fine. If it ended there, I'm good. I don't need more. And they give me extra, which is this. And it's a young adult shit, and I don't like young adult shit. So they got a Schwarzenegger in it that don't look like a fucking Schwarzenegger, and
what does that mean? Like somebody that's named Schwarzenegger?
yeah, it's Schwarzenegger's son is the fire guy, and
I didn't know that.
And he's not buff, and everybody is like wanting to suck his dick like he's buff, and it's like it's it's fine for what it is. I mean, if you like young adult shit, Hogwarts shit, all that shit, yeah, like enjoy it. It's for you. I'd rather just watch it for this type of shit. Like, yeah, it's edgy. I don't give a fuck about edgy. I'll watch My Hero Academia.
I would say My Hero Academia gets edgy.
I mean, there's not a tiny chick like hanging on some dude's cock in My Hero Academia.
Oh, I don't know. If
again, like they don't show her tits, but they show the dude's cock, and it's like that's a little double standard. Like, you want to not show nudity, like I get it. Like, we see women's tits and everything, and maybe the actors. I get it, but it's, give me CGI tits at least if you're gonna give me a CGI cock.
They show tits eventually.
I only watched one episode because I ain't watching more.
Oh,
I mean,
do they? I don't remember seeing them.
Yeah, the Asian girl. I mean, it's not like she's like going like that. It's kind of like she's just wearing a loose enough shirt that they pop out for a quick second. Yeah, it's not like it's not like the scene Mo's talking about for sure.
And like I get it. Like that's partly showing cock is the salacious way to get attention now. Like because everything as a society we're desensitized. And I feel like even doing a story about a young girl, like struggling for college, essentially what this story is as an orphan, and no other backup option. Like that alone should be a good enough story. You don't need superpowers or salacious like shit to tell a good story like that. And this is the story they did. Again, it follows the comics to a certain degree. So that's
does it?
Yeah, it's like issue 48 or something of The Boys was that story or some of that story, like loosely based, of course.
Oh,
but
I didn't even remember that.
But yeah, so it's like whatever, Gen V. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Jay, what did you think? How are you feeling about it?
Oh, it was pretty good. Like, there's some stuff that I was like, could take or leave. But overall, I pretty much liked it.
So, when you say there's some stuff you could take or leave, like, what are some of those things that, kind of were like, I don't know if I need this in my show?
Are you asking me?
No, I was asking Jay. Oh. I don't know.
Because I got one.
Oh. I believe it. I'm going to come to you, Oz.
All right.
I don't know. Off the top, like some of the relationship stuff, I was like, maybe they don't need to spend that much time on it, especially when we know where it's going already.
How many episodes did you watch?
3.
Okay.
There wasn't a 4th one that came out today, was there?
No. No. I don't think. I think it comes out Fridays, I think.
Then yeah, I'm caught up on that.
Oh, wait, but like, what relationship stuff are we talking about?
That's kind of why I was wondering, because there's people in relationships, but those don't last.
And and what
Well, like,
where do you know that they're going?
With Coagula and what's her name, Tiny something.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they're friends, and then they break up, and it's like, well, yeah, I know they're gonna be friends again. So do we really need all this? Like, I'm not sure it's making their connection deeper necessarily. And it's like, and then they're friends again. It's like, yeah, obviously. So I don't know that we needed all of that.
I mean, I think if I'm holding you while you're peeing, I think our relationship has gone to a deeper level.
Honestly, this whole series, all that without the breakup.
I don't think there was a breakup because what's her face? I guess Coagula is what we're going with. I don't know if that's her official name. Or,
I say Carnage. Like she's literally like making blades out of blood.
well, I like Bloody Mary.
I don't like
But
that.
either way, like I don't think they broke up. She like from the beginning did not really want anything to do with this chick. Like
Yeah, but they kind of had a friendship, and then they
Yeah,
had a fight after the purging thing, or after the party. She's like, I don't want to be friends with you, and then they're friends again the next day. Not literally the next day, figuratively, but and so like I didn't necessarily need that.
What were you gonna say, Mo?
no, I think I don't need the whole series.
Actually, it's interesting. Okay, all right. Like, I mean, like Oz, like obviously you watched all the episodes so far. Like, how are you feeling about it in regards to like the relationship dynamic, and also too like, do you feel like does it do a good enough job of establishing itself in the world of the boys?
I think I do, and I didn't mind that relationship aspect that Jay's talking about because it's important to the main character who showed up as kind of a I don't look. I'm here for this specific reason. I'm not letting anything get in my way. I'm not letting anything distract me. I'm gonna buckle down. I'm gonna be the best that I can be. Lets her guard down, and is royally ends up screwed over because of that. So yeah, I can see why she's mad at more at herself than at the at Little Cricket, but is gonna take it out on everybody. And she was on the verge of losing everything because she let her guard down and she started letting people in. So yeah, I can see her going, I fucked up. I don't want anything to do with you guys because that's what got me where I am today is hanging out with you guys. So I didn't mind that. Like the only problems I had with this show was just some of the stuff that didn't make any sense. Like they try to do a bulimia thing, or what is it, anorexia thing with Little Cricket, because she has to throw up to get small, and then
Like
she
eating
eats
disorder,
to get to right. It's not an eating disorder. That's how her power works. Like she doesn't even want to do it. When the guy asks her to do it, like you could see, she really does not
That's
want to do
what
it.
you call a disorder.
It's not a disorder. That's how her power works.
No, the disorder isn't the power; it's her mind that feels she needs to do that.
No, that's how her power works, though.
No, it's her mind that she feels she needs to do it for the fucking guy.
She does it because he asked for it.
Oh, all right. Clearly,
but she's not doing it. She's not doing it. She doesn't have body dysmorphia. Is my point, which is what they say she has. If she doesn't, like she did it because she wanted to please the guy. Okay, that's one thing, but nobody knows about that. They just know that she throws up, and that's how she gets small, and they treat it like she's anorexic, like she's got that body dysmorphia, and it doesn't make any sense. I think there's a better way that they could approach that. I think even at one point she's like, that's how my powers work. I don't know what you guys. I'm in a superhero school. That's why.
But I think that is the whole point where, because the you have the girl that kind of lets that out to the world for clout, and so that's like the betrayal of her thing where she told it to the girl, but she didn't like. It's not like she was like confessing like, oh, I have a disorder or anything like that. She was just like, hey, this is how it works, and she's not proud of that fact. So just because she thinks it's kind of gross, like not more so about like disorder, but the way that other people react to it is kind of like okay, like they don't understand like what she actually is going through internally, and so the world or people in the world act like she has an eating disorder, and to the point where they even try to exploit it for like the show and all that kind of stuff, and that's part of why she's like not happy with like her mom and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like So I think, I mean, I think the criticism you're putting out there, it's not wrong. It's just that the show, I think, is making the same point that you're making. It's
Right.
just that
But
the characters don't make that point.
I think they could have done it better.
So it could be less confusing.
How so?
I don't think she ever actually says, "Look, I don't have body dysmorphia," or anything like that. Like she never actually talks about how she feels fine about the way she looks. She does mention a couple of times that's how my powers work.
Right.
But like when she's talking to the TV producer, like she could be saying, "Look, you're trying to do this show about somebody with an eating disorder. It's not an eating disorder. That's how my powers work. And that's why I'm not in the crime fighting division, because I don't want to have to do that before a battle or whatever."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Just the way they did it seemed a little clumsy, I guess.
So, Mo, I know you said like, it's kind of like the YA kind of feel to it, and that's not necessarily your speed. But were there any of the characters?
Honestly, like, I mean, I loved it. If we're gonna rate it, it's 5 out of 5. I just felt I had to say stupid shit to get you to notice me here. So
Look, I noticed you, Mo. I see you.
look, clearly, yeah, you clearly do.
It's like I would fight a giant spider for you too, Mo.
Fuck you and your giant spider.
I mean, how big is the spider?
I was gonna say I didn't give a fuck about getting in the web. I'm gonna try to save Larry, but fuck that. I'm not gonna do that shit.
Damn. One review is all it took.
Yeah.
Like, did you like any of the characters?
Yeah, I mean, like, again, this is a ripoff of My Hero Academia to me, so it's just edgy, but they're all fine. Like, they're just, the powers are interesting, and yeah, it's like I like them all. The performances were good.
Which one did you like the most?
I mean, the main character is the one, like, that's the one, the hero. She did, like, her acting performance was great, and her power set is interesting, and that's everybody, like, the character that, like, the little tiny cricket chick, like, she has a disorder. It just ain't getting smaller, bigger, vomiting. It's people pleasing, and it plays into her making her YouTube videos and all that. It's like, she smells of disorder. That's why they pick it. It just ain't her fucking superpower, And I think that's what makes the interesting show. And at 3 episodes, I only watched 1 episode, and I'm like, okay, I want to see where this character goes. I didn't watch 3. Yeah, I watched 1, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting to me. It's Garth Ennis. Like, you're tackling disorders, not from it's. He's like a raptor when it comes to your fucking psyche. He'll make a book like Crossed, and it ain't about fucking zombies killing you and raping you with semen bullets. It's about people that wear crosses and actually hurt you more than the people that don't believe in a fucking cross, But again, that's just, and then this show has that feel, that Garth Ennis vibe for it, There's a reason why him and Mark Millar hate each other, and I think it's this, because Jupiter's Legacy couldn't do this. But something based on Garth Ennis is like a hit. Yeah.
Now, when you say Jupiter's Legacy couldn't do this, you mean like be like a successful show, or
be a successful show, and with these younger people that are super powered and have their personalities interfere with the way they handle their powers. Like, this is what this is all about, really. Like, that's why it's YA, because it's about them trying to, like, figure this shit out. Like, anything the show does wrong, like how Oz says, It's not the show doing it wrong. It's these people are doing it wrong because they're fucking YA. They're making they're 18, 19, and 20. They're fucking up. And they happen to have these powers, you know?
Mhm.
And the people around them don't know what the fuck to do with them because they're fucking 18. They're fucking
Right.
stupid and stubborn and horny and dumb and have these expectations of their life that other people put on them. And they happen to have fucking superpowers. Yeah. So it ain't the show fucking up, it's that universe fucking up. You're watching a show about a fucked up universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, oh, I wish they did it. It's like, yeah, in this universe, ideally, like, go talk to your bulimic cousin's friend or whatever. Go help them. This is what the show is telling you because it's a reflection of what this isn't. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's that's Garth Ennis for you. And Garth Ennis had nothing to do with this other than create this world. Yeah.
Right. Right.
I wish
Jay,
you would have asked me about Ahsoka.
You wish what?
You would have asked me about Ahsoka.
Jesus. If you're, just tuning in, we're talking about Gen V. So feel free. Chime in, fantasticforum.live, or jump into chat, Twitch, YouTube. Jay, do you feel, or would you want to see any of these characters show up in the Boys TV show, or do you want any of these characters to actually make it to the 7 one of these days?
Polaris. I like him.
Oh, is that guy's name actually? Oh, wait, his dad.
Well,
his dad's Polaris,
but I think he's trying to transfer that to the son.
Oh, okay.
He
So he's
called
like
it
a legacy hero.
Polaris.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. No, Polaris, like that dude's an interesting character.
Talking about the dad?
I didn't think you were talking about the dad. I was just not certain if they
I
called
don't think
Polaris.
the kid is officially named Polaris. Is the thing.
Right. But I
thought they said it at one point.
Polaris was his dad, and his dad tells him you're going to be a better Polaris than I was.
Right. So that's why I just figured he was Polaris.
But he hasn't announced that as his, just like Coagula isn't technically Homegirl's name either.
Definitely not.
Not that he even wants to be Polaris, but again, YA.
It's better than Bloody Marie.
I agree with that, but there's
I hate her real name, which is Marie Moreau. It's like, come on, man.
What's wrong with Marie Moreau?
It's like, if you name your kids that, like, I hope they have their period blood stab you.
Jesus.
Like, I hope it becomes a real thing.
I don't have a problem with Marie Moreau, but
yeah, but you also don't have a problem with a lot of things you should.
So, but yeah, so you wanna see any of these characters like transfer to the other show, or are you still feeling like just keep them in Gen V? What are you thinking?
No, like I said, Polaris, I will watch him pretty much here, there. Like, he's good. He could do good stuff. Like, I believe in him.
Yeah.
And Coagula is pretty. She's okay. Like, she's interesting. I don't know if I need to see her in the Boys. But she's interesting here.
Right. And
I like the
wild.
story and the mystery.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, the mystery is like I was not expecting that aspect of the show, and I was like, it's good and interesting, and so like the way that they're doing it, I really do enjoy. Also, too, like, I care enough about the kids that I'm like, from a story perspective, obviously it would be interesting to see them like interact with the 7 or be in the 7, but I'm like, I care about them too much to want that for any of them. You know what I mean? Like, because Lord knows it's like it's messed up on that joint. And I'm just like, man, I'm like, I don't like. There's none of these kids that so far that I'm like, oh yeah, they'll be okay. It's like, nah, like, like I don't even know if they could even do like what Starlight did, you know?
Well, I just hope they don't, because they call Marie the Black Starlight,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like if she joined the Seven, she'd be on the same path that Starlight did.
Oh, like worse.
Yeah,
Well, at least her being in the university is the path that Starlight did with the Seven. Like that's why I don't know who the fuck calls her the Black Starlight. Maybe an episode I didn't see, but like her path is that it's basically there's a system in place and she's working against it, and we're as the audience following them. That's what we're doing with her. You know, it's just now it's a school, not the
beauty pageant.
Or the
whatever Starlight did something on TV.
Well, no, I mean, just her going against the Seven, like that path is like subverting the status quo is basically what this chick is doing, even without trying, bumbling into it. But even, she's, the system is set up against her a little more than it was for Starlight. And that's what changes the show from that. But I don't know, like, who called her the Black Starlight? Like, is that a show thing, or is that what they call her in some podcast or some shit?
No, it was in the
it's a show thing.
Okay, yeah, but
and
I haven't gotten there yet. But.
Yeah, at that point, like, she's getting notoriety.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you definitely should keep watching, bro.
I mean, maybe I don't know if I got time or it doesn't matter. Like, we're all gonna die eventually anyway. What the fuck?
It's true. We all are gonna die eventually. 100%
I'm just glad all the people from Sabrina got another job.
Wait, what?
The main actor, like half of them are from Sabrina.
Well, the two dudes,
really?
the two black people are from the black people in Sabrina.
I think the white guy, one of the white guy does a cameo too.
Wait, so who? When you say the two black, what does the Marie Moreau is in Sabrina?
Yeah, she's Roz in Sabrina, and honestly, I didn't recognize her. Emily recognized her, but
who's Roz in Sabrina?
The chick with the shining.
They call it the cunning.
The cunting, yeah.
The psychic.
Yeah.
She's the black friend that's a psychic.
Yeah. That's blind but can see.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was her. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then the other guy is from Sabrina too, but I hated him in Sabrina, and I guess he's fine here.
It's the same guy, different power.
No, it's just like the character in Sabrina needed to be different than that guy. Like, not even the race, just like, that show did everything wrong. Sorry.
Got it. Okay. Well, look, are you guys ready to rave, or do y'all have something else y'all want to say?
I will say there was one part that I did want to mention because I laughed out loud and it was so funny to me.
I could tell.
Go for it. There's one part where Polaris is in a photo shoot, and the woman like watching is like, "That's a lot of jewelry. Like, will he make poor people feel sad?"
Yeah.
I was like, that was so funny. And then the dude is like, "No," and she's like, "Oh right, they're already sad."
That did happen.
That's a narcissism.
That was so funny to me.
Right. And it's funny because like she's like totally like sincere about it. Like yeah, that is pretty funny.
I also like the transgender girl. I didn't mention her, or the transgender person. They are pretty fucking cool.
They're not transgender, actually. You can't use that there.
So the transgender person, pretty awesome. I like how our powers are, or their powers are like kind of divided up between
Yeah,
bodies.
yeah. I thought that was really interesting too. And I don't know that they haven't like quite spelled out what the different powers for each version are, but I definitely saw. I was like, okay, yeah, like the the like female presenting half has a different power set than the male presenting half, and then they have some powers I think that they both have in common. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Their dad is an asshole. Fucking hate that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where watching it, it was like it was sad to watch. At the same time, I did kind of feel like, I'm like, it feels like dude is trying. He's not doing a great job, but he's trying. And it's like and it's like I get it. Like like both of their perspectives make sense to me from their individual perspectives. You know what I mean? And it's like it would be nice if he was a different person and would understand. And it would also be nice if they were a little bit more like be able to like try to help help him get there, but they don't have to. So I'm not
Nah,
mad at it. You know. Yeah. But
I think that was all I had.
cool.
I'll
All right.
remember more later.
Let's give Gen V some ratings then. Oz, what would you rate Gen V?
After only 3 episodes, I'm gonna go with 4 for now. They could still screw up.
Like Oz's perpetual silver lining.
Like, well, no, like I want to give it a 5, but yeah, then like there's a
Oh, it's
few
a good rating. Like
stupid things here and
it's
there,
not.
and
Listen, it's just it's nothing wrong with your rating. It's the way that you frame it. Like is the funny part where it's
wait,
like
they get
I'm gonna give it
bonus
a
points.
4, but they
I
might
like
mess this thing up still. There's a
they're,
lot of episodes left. They might screw the pooch.
they're getting bonus points because I like 2 of the main actors, the black folk.
Jay.
Why do you like them?
Jay.
Sabrina?
Because they're talented. Like the 2 that came from Sabrina, actually, especially Jazz Sinclair, like they gave her some stupid lines in Sabrina. But when she's doing her thing, like she can act. And the other guy, he's playing basically, like I said, he's playing basically the same character, but he
Except
does it
straight
well.
and American.
Wait, what?
Because he was gay and British in Sabrina.
Yeah, and he's gay and American in Gen V.
Yeah, he's gay.
He's gay. Yeah, okay.
Well, he's bi, technically.
I think he's I don't give a fuck.
I think you're right. Like I think he is bi.
Yeah, and American. Like his American accent was pretty good. I didn't think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I wouldn't say it's the same character. I think it's definitely
It's the same, cool guy that has his underlying problems. More fleshed out in this one though than he was in Sabrina. And like I said, Jazz Sinclair, I think is more talented than she was allowed to be in Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets to shine a little bit better in this one.
Listen, she's so good in this. I didn't even realize it was that same person. I was like, wait a minute.
It's hard to say you have the cunning with like a straight face. and she did, and it sounded goofy, but like she did the best she could, and she did better than I think any of us would be able to do.
Jay, what would you rate Gen V?
Real quick, I forgot about the social media guy. I actually do like him, and he would be great on The Boys.
Which guy is the social media? Oh, you're talking about the social media for the school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Like that dude could have Home Chick's job. That was the president. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is the president of VOT now. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's interesting. Like he actually would thrive in that environment.
Right.
That's so weird. Yeah.
And I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not the penis so much.
You want all the penis?
It would be nice if it was like actual penis, not just a weird CGI dick. Like,
Jay's like, this penis, inauthentic.
I mean,
right.
I feel like it was close enough.
I mean, it's the
Well, not that it
principle of the matter. It's the principle. Like,
I do like the joke where the chick's talking about Sunspot or whatever his name is, penis. It's like he's
Golden Boy.
uncut because I guess you can't cut him. That made me laugh. And then they show it on fire. It's like, oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that was cool.
There it is. Moses Magnum, what would you rate Gen V?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's 5 out of 5 for me. Like, I enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, I only watched one episode, so it's like I don't need to watch anything else. I know it's good.
I like that it's 5 out of 5, but I'm not gonna see it anymore.
Well, look, I don't have time for. Yeah, look, I watch a lot of shit they don't even ask me shit about. So, I spent my whole day watching it, and I didn't get asked shit. Not one, not nothing. So, it's like I got to watch a bunch of other shit I'm not gonna get asked about, and read a bunch of shit I'm not gonna get asked about.
All right. I give Gen V shoes. Yeah, right now I think I have to give it like 5 out of 5. I'm really liking it. Yeah.
And you know what? It can only go down from there. So be like me and don't watch more of it.
No, I'm gonna keep watching it. Like I'm good. Like, and don't get me wrong. Let me put it like this. Like, we're gonna see where it goes, and it very well could go down. Like it could be, but I don't think it's gonna like. I can't imagine it getting anything less than once it's all said and done. I can't imagine it being anything less than a 4, because they set a good tone and they got some great characters and they got interesting plot and subplots, and so yeah, man, let's go. I'm gonna give it a 5. So, but we'll see.
Scary comic book review. Scary comic book like review. Well, not like that, but like.
Scary comic book reviews. Moses Magnum, why don't you tell us about Where Monsters Lie?
Where Monsters Lie is a story about a gated community that houses bootleg versions of every favorite movie killer you have, and it's a story of at least it starts off with a kid that survives, but then brings the police, and he's a black kid, and still like the police literally put him in danger too. It's like, dude, don't talk to the police. Like, but I don't know where he grew up, where a black kid literally talks to the police like that, but. No baseball cards in the world will get me to talk to the fucking police. But anyway, that's just me in the neighborhood I grew up in. But and then you got a dude with a mohawk that's killing them, and it's like, yeah, it's a dark horse. It's 4 issues. I think it's 4 issues. I only found 4 issues. I read 2 of them, and yeah, this gated community like. Is housing these people. They have rules and they break each other's rules, and now they're dealing with the police. As far as issue 2 goes, I only read up to issue 2. I bought all 4, but I only had time to get to issue 2.
Okay. No, I mean that does initially sum it up in regards to gated community for like your friggin' it's like movie slasher kind of people, But
I mean, you
I
got
will
your
say,
Jigsaw, you got your Dead Silence, your
see,
Leatherface.
that's what I was going to ask you because you know me, I don't watch a lot of horror movies, so I'm not sure I get all the analogs. And so, like you just said, like Dead Silence. I'm like, I don't know what that is. What is Dead Silence?
It's a lady that kills people using a puppet.
Oh, okay. And
But
and
the twist at the end is that the old rich man is the puppet, like the body. Like he's been manipulating things like business shit as a puppet, but it's the real cadaver.
But,
Lawrence was thinking
but
it was
she
an
only
incredible.
kills you if you scream. So all
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have to do is just keep your fucking mouth shut and you're fine.
yeah. Here they did it different because they try to do the more action scenes.
wait, now when you say she only kills you if you scream, so if you keep your mouth shut, you're fine. But is she like stabbing you or something?
No, she jump scares you.
Yeah, actually, Larry, for the channel, you're gonna have to watch Dead Silence, like, because the way, like, that movie, I've explained it to people. I've heard it explained, and really, it's one of those movies you really just have to experience.
I would say no,
No, what
but
Larry shouldn't watch it.
I wouldn't say he shouldn't watch it, even though he shouldn't. But like my brother told me about the movie, and he's like, "You gotta watch it." And then I watched it, and I was like, "I didn't have to watch that."
No, but Larry needs to watch it
On camera is the
Yeah,
I would rather him watch something good, like Grim
no,
Cubby.
no. The worse, the better.
right. Because that's the thing. It's like Larry's gonna shit himself, like at Dead Silence, like for the
Look,
channel.
I
Here's the
want
thing.
Larry to be scared, but I
Here,
want
here.
him to be
No,
scared
no,
of
no,
something good.
no, no, no.
Like,
But we're talking about viewers. Like, we want people to view the channel, be like, "Oh my god, he's doing this for Dead Silence." Like, that's the funny shit.
I
That's
mean,
yeah.
people would feel the same way about Grim Cuddy, and at least that has an interesting.
Nobody knows what the fuck Grim Cuddy is.
Why not have you
That's a
watch
lie.
both?
Like I've seen so many people talking about Grim Cuddy. It's ridiculous. Like
How many?
how popular this movie is.
Grim,
How
Grim
many?
Cuddy's big in Jay's circle.
Yeah.
See, Lawrence is our version of that lady.
Have
the
him
lady
come
that
in.
screams
Have
at
him
the
call
Jack in
in.
Box.
That screams.
Have them call in. I don't know them personally. Like I watch their videos.
I know it's like
Like
5 of them, but yeah.
But is Dead Silence something that people know too? Because I've never heard of it.
It was for a while, but there's been stuff that came after that people rather talk about. But
Not that I would hear of it.
that's actually almost every horror movie. Like, there's horror movies
Yeah.
you never heard of, like along the 80s and 90s and 2000s.
That's
So
true.
there's
Right.
so many. Like, it's one of the genres that never gets played out. So they make so many like A movies and B movies and C movies and D movies. You know.
Right.
So with horror, it's like easy to like. It's it's almost like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to. Where it's like it just the genre doesn't get played out, but the artists do. Yeah, or the artists are like one hit wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's like it's the D movies that are funniest when you get scared of them because they're the least scary because of the
Right. So
horrible effects.
like the reactions work. Like Larry's reactions, I don't know what the fuck Grim Cuddy is, but I'm sure the reactions that Larry has to Dead Silence. And I mean, if Grim Cuddy is a quality movie, then the reactions are warranted. But when they're not warranted is when it's funny, like the Exorcist Believer trailer that's going to be in our channel at the end of the week.
So
Grim Cuddy has
Good.
25% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Grim Cuddy has what?
25% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
4.3 out of
not
10 on
good.
IMDb.
It's not good. It's just I think the way the monster is summoned is interesting. and
How's he
it plays like it reminded me actually of Paranoia Agent, where it's the mass hysteria that's causing all the issues. Like if people were just calm down, and it like moves through the the collective consciousness, and I think that's interesting. And
Well,
I
it's
know
kind of
Lawrence likes Paranoia Agent, and so him watching this, like I think I could convince him to watch Grim Cuddy and see this ridiculous monster. Like it's ridiculous. It looks like Groot, but with like a bigger smile, and it looks ridiculous.
like the new
And I
picture.
know Larry would be definitely scared of it, of this ridiculous looking thing, but he also might be interested because of the collective unconscious hysteria aspect of the movie.
I like that concept. Supernatural did that one episode that was really good. Concept. So, and then the other one, that was it the one we did the comic and the movie on the same one. That's that concept. The comic was more that concept, but the movie, didn't do it as well.
It's not the thing.
No,
Right.
So the Man or something like that, or
I think it was the Thin Man, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I think it was the
Man.
What?
All this. We should get back to Where Monsters Lie.
Where Monsters Lie, yeah. So, like, I know that there's like the one guy that's like Jason Voorhees, kind of, and then you said that the woman with the puppet is friggin' that wasn't Dead Silence.
Silence.
It was Dead Silence. Okay, okay, cool. So what about what about some of those other characters though? Like what are they?
Name one for me.
Fuckmaster is an original creation.
Puzzle Man?
No, Fuckmaster. Puzzle Man is the Saw dude.
Fuckmaster's not that original. Like he's one of those. I know I saw a movie with a dude that's like Fuckmaster. I forget what it's called.
Original enough for me.
Yeah.
Where he had like a stuffed animal on his head?
No, but like what he does, like the design is original, but like what he's known for is different.
What is he known for?
For fucking kids. Oh yeah, Michael Jackson. That's who it is.
Man. Yeah. What about the clown dude? Is it just
John Wayne Gacy?
Yeah, that's John Wayne Gacy, but it's like and it's there's also like Art the Clown in Terrifier.
Okay.
So he's not exactly like he's a mixture of art. The whole thing with the flamethrower, like it's scary enough you're a clown. Why you gotta have all this other shit? That's Art the Clown. Art the Clown has chainsaws and all this shit. So,
yeah. No, see, I don't even know who Art the Clown is.
He's a scary little clown as it is, but he's got chainsaws and shit too. So
got you.
We talked about him a little bit back when Terrifier 2 came out because people were throwing up in the theaters, supposedly.
Right.
Oh, Larry knows what it is.
I watched it and it wasn't bad at all. So
I felt
it was made up.
The first one was pretty bad for me. Like when he starts sawing the chicks like pussy is like, I'm not watching this, But I didn't throw up. I said I'm not watching this because I had to go beat off. But.
So Where Monsters Lie.
How like I understand that, from a premise perspective, like the comic is the comic where it's like we're doing a gated community full of killers. Like could that how feasible does that actually sound though? like would those people or those kinds of people get along okay, you think? Or would it be
I think in real life they would hang out under a pizza place.
Yeah, and I mean, there's like some characters that, for I guess based on what they are, would not get along, and they talk about that too. Like,
That's true.
why is so and so
Yeah.
here? You know, him and so are not gonna get along. They're gonna fucking tear each other apart.
Right. Right.
Even the
That-
whole like, they have one that's already like the shape. They call them shapes. We have shapes. It's like the Michael Myers thing. So it's like we have one already, and they're both related to a degree to the two respective people, and
Mhm.
they're like, yeah, you know, it's like, well, my boy's a good obedient boy, and your good boy is fucking up. Yeah.
Is that what that
Mhm.
character is called? Shapes?
No, what it is that Michael Myers originally didn't have the name Michael Myers. He was just credited as the shape.
Okay.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah. So, like in the credits for the first Halloween, he was called the Shape, but he is Michael Myers. But the actor's credit is the Shape because in the original script, like you never really saw him. Like the design of the mask and everything came in the actual execution of the production, not in the script. So when they do the credits, they go by what the script said at that time. So you know they couldn't go back and change that piece of film to what they work on the credits before the movie's like done, and you know whatever reshoots and everything they edit like is different. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Like, that's really interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, I knew what they were talking about. I just never heard them called that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why they call them that
Right.
here. And I don't know if they called them that in Hack Slash, but I know like they those do have like there's a bunch like we'll see the other one the one with the axe. Jay, what's the Hatchet? The
Oh yeah, Hatchet.
Hatchet movies, like he's another one. Like he's a mixture of Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, which they're all the same technically, more or less genre. Jason just went on a bunch of other shit. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you feel about the art, Mo?
The art, interesting you say that. I'm gonna present to you like the art started off bad, like in the second page, and you know it's all technical stuff, which I get. Like maybe this is a page that was done in a hurry or something, but it was indicative of how they did the art. The first page it messed me up, and then when they called that little like meeting, there's one right here where this perspective of the room is all off. Like the room looks like a round room or a flat room, but everything in it is designed with a perspective, and it doesn't follow it. And you can see I made some annotations here where see like the carpet dictates the perspective of the room, but the window
Right.
panes aren't that, and
Right.
this trim is, but then this bookcase isn't, and the
Right.
panel before just that bookcase is on the other side of the room, so it would be at a 90-degree angle right around here, and
Yeah.
this
Like the Oval
over.
Office.
Right. So at this point, that's what it looks like. But the couches are all drawn in the correct perspective, you know. And then, you know, so that's where I'm like, you know what, this is some fucked up rudimentary shit. And there's some of this around in the first issue, but it's more with people and not so much, not as big as this one. This was the worst one that I found in terms of layout, you know. The rest is all just framing and stuff. My biggest you know, the rest of the art was actually workable. It worked and it conveyed everything it needed to be. My thing was more of the design. Like I didn't like the hero cops design. Like I know what they're going for because he's the anti of these slashers. He's the proverbial Columbine kid, you know, but he's going after them instead of a school, and it's all comes from Taxi Driver. So he's the Travis Bickle that doesn't like, but you know, Travis Bickle is more of a societal, like he's anti-society, anti-establishment, and then this guy's more, so it's like, yeah, he loves horror movies and he loves Taxi Driver. I get it, you know, but I don't see how you pass a background check with like a Department of Justice agency beyond police with a mohawk like that. Like, that's a no-no.
What?
You know?
Wait. The funny part was reading this joint, and I'm not sure how far in it you got, Mo, but there is a point. Right. But like from a story perspective, there is a point where they do show like some flashbacks.
And he has the mohawk still.
Yeah, this kid has this same haircut from being a little kid to being a friggin' preteen to being till he's an adult, and I'm like, I've never met anybody who's had the same haircut from friggin' like 7 to like 30 something.
The closest thing is like, you've known me at this point now for almost 20 years, and I've had more or less the same haircut. It's still a faux hawk. Sometimes it's a little shorter, sometimes a little longer, but it's definitely not styled the same as it was, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Like, you definitely have changed your hair over the course of the time of me knowing you. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, you're right. Like, you like the faux hawk thing, but it's not. You haven't had the same haircut. And
sometimes I have the Balin hair, and sometimes I have more of the faux hockey hair. Yeah.
I was just like, who? I go, that's a weird thing, and I was like, I don't know. That just feels a little lazy. Yeah. Like, I don't know if that was like somebody like like
honestly, I don't think anybody in the Department of Justice would hire a dude like that.
No.
Just his background. Just his background alone is he's like, this guy might not be the most stable person. They need even keel people that are going to look for evidence. Yeah.
Yeah. Do they say what department he works for though? Like, I think they just leave it like general.
They leave it vague, but I think judging by the way they call him the G-Man and all that, he's either FBI. I think FBI is it, or maybe like state BI. Whatever state they're
in. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's wild. So okay, so you feel like the art started off kind of funny, but got better.
Yeah, and then in the design, like in the picture I showed you, like the clown looks weird, but they're all together, so you kind of have to do it. That's I get that. That's some Vertigo shit, like you express the art more than actually like want to win. You don't want to win an Eisner. You want to win an Eisner for the collective work, not for that panel. But if that panel conveys that, and the story takes you away from that, is it? And that's where another one, my criticism, that when we get to the story, I'll talk about that. But realistically, like, yeah, this art, it was workable. Some panels were better than others, but they definitely did have some problems. And I think the design is where I would knock the point off. And that's the cop, the main dude, the Casey, whatever his fuck name is.
Yeah. What about you, Oz? How'd you feel about the art?
It was fine. Nothing spectacular about it, but I didn't have a problem with anything.
Okay, you didn't think it was garbage. You were just like, telling the story, and that's about it.
Fairly consistent throughout the whole 4 issues, and I think the four issues that's it for this story, right? That's what it felt like.
Yeah, like this is like the first volume or whatnot. The trade actually released today, I think. If not, yeah, I'm pretty sure it did release today. So that's available if people want to go and see where monsters lie for themselves. Feel free to mess with that. Jay, you liked the art?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Without spoiling too much, because it's like I said, the trade did come out, so there might be a new audience reading it, and Mo hasn't finished it yet.
You can spoil it for me. I don't give a fuck.
I look. I know you don't. But what did you all think about the ending? Like, how did you feel about it?
It's perfect. Like the perfect ending, the way they bring it all around. Man, I should have saw it coming, but I didn't. And
what happened?
That's how perfect it is. What?
We're not gonna spoil. We're not gonna spoil it. We're not gonna spoil it, Mo.
A lot happens in that issue 4.
We're not gonna spoil it. Like I said,
I
the
need to
trailer
know.
came out today. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks because I wish I could talk about that. Because it is just like, man, when you talk about full circle, the ending is great. And I know we're not exactly talking about this, but I also love like why they're doing this, why they have this community, why they're like do what they do is like pretty fucking awesome. And to bring it back around to the ending, and it's like, man, that is really good. Like, I love that.
Okay. Oz, how'd you feel about it?
I thought it was fine. Like,
Oz wasn't as impressed.
no, I did like it. Like, what?
You see why I get mad when you ask him shit and then not ask me anything?
What
It's like, yeah,
happens
what
is-
like one answer, that's it. There's YouTube videos like, oh yeah, it was fine.
we have a community of murderers. Like, what happens throughout this book is what I was hoping would happen. Where, you know, if somebody, a kid gets away, talks to the cops, and like, you know, cops show up like, hey, heard there's a bunch of murderers here that we've been looking for. You know, even the main agent or whatever he is, like he's there like, oh, this crime sounds familiar, and then the kid starts describing all these people. He's like, yeah, I know these people. Well, shit, you know, he doesn't show up by himself. He shows up with a bunch of cops, and then the villains, the monsters, whatever you want to call them, you know, they're not just gonna like sit back. They're like, well, I guess we're murdering some cops today. And, you know, all hell breaks loose. It's what you expect to happen with something like this. And then you add a few twists and turns at the end after like an action-packed battle between a bunch of cops and a bunch of monsters or murderers or whatever. And you have that kind of twisty ending that it was good. It's a nice little bow to finish it off.
Okay.
I will say there is a scene during all the mayhem where the kid that caught the cops gets recaptured by Puzzle Man, and he's put into this trap where he can either lose his hand or his dick, and Puzzle Man gets mad because he chooses too fast to like take his hand off.
Well, there's nothing about losing his dick that would save him, right?
Well, I mean,
like if he lost his hand, he can take the thing off. If he loses his dick, like he's still in that trap.
Well, look, he loses his dick. Like, who wants to live after that? You know, like that's a no-win situation. That's like Jesus telling you, "Hey, accept me, you go to heaven. If you don't, you go to hell."
I was more interested in the arguments between them over that's just a question. That's not a puzzle. And then the kid said something's like, "Well, that's a riddle. That's not a puzzle." You know.
Yeah.
And the old lady yelling at the puzzle guy because his puzzles suck.
Yeah, Puzzle Man is he's great. Like he's just a fucking loser, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we didn't mention this, but this was written by Cal Starks, who also did I Hate This Place. Art is by Piotr Kowalski. I'm sorry, Piotr. I don't know how to say your name.
It doesn't matter. He died in Ukraine already.
And Vladimir Popov.
Come on, man.
On colors.
Yeah. Mo, is this the kind of thing that you want to see? Like, I know you haven't finished it yet, but is it the kind of thing from what you have read that you want to see transition into a different medium? You want to
Like
see?
I think if they turn this into a movie, it'll be a crappy movie. If they do it exactly like the comic, I think they'll have to change it to make it a higher quality thing if they want to. A lot of the issues I had was in story and the way it's written out. Like, what the fuck is this? I've met a lot. No, I'm not saying a lot. I met several people in my life that work for the Department of Justice, FBI, other agencies. The quietest motherfuckers I ever met. This dude's literally doing the Bond villain thing, thinking, I'm creating a good life for my wife, to the queen of the fucking killers. You know, like, he knows where he's at, and he's giving a dissertation of what he's done with his life since he last saw. Like, that is 2 pages. It's 2 pages that took, whatever long it took of my life I could never get back. Like, that shit should have not been in this comic at all. Like, I know they want to convey his motivations. Look, give me a Clint Eastwood in fucking Fistful of Dollars. It's just I don't know what the fuck he is. He just has a hard on for these motherfuckers. And then, play it out in issue 3 or 4 or whatever. Do a flashback at issue 4. It's like, oh shit, this is, reference the murders at the carnival, whatever, in newspaper. Whatever. Get creative with it. Get creative with it. Don't do it in fucking dialogue. It's what I hate about modern movies. They do everything in fucking dialogue instead of showing you the fucking movie. They tell you the fucking with these fucking loudmouth fucking characters. You go to old movies and it's like, yeah, the movie's 3 hours long. There's about 20 lines of dialogue, but you get a full fucking experience. You see a full fucking experience. I read half of the Dark Tower. Half of the Dark Tower is just one dude chasing another dude across the desert. But you get all the story you need from the nuance and the narration and what they're showing you in your mind. I don't need these 2 pages of this guy talking to this old fucking lady. And then he's like, he hears a noise. He's like, what was that? It's literally hell outside. And it's like, you get him to turn around by saying, what the fuck was that sound? And it's like, it's apocalypse. And then she goes out through a secret door. And it's like, yeah, that's lazy fucking, like, I don't know if this is satire or if it's like, I don't know how this shit got published with that first issue. Like, maybe the last 2 pages of the second issue, like, that's when I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should read the rest of this. But it was running from that first issue to the second issue. I was like, what the fuck am I wasting my time with this? Like, my time is fucking money. I can't, I don't have time. Like, Jay left. He's like, yeah.
His time is money too.
Yeah. I just, if it's gonna be like this, I can do this whole movie in 20 minutes.
That's interesting. Yeah, okay.
And I haven't read the last 2 issues. If anything, like, I would make look. I can already tell you, I can make a short issue, a short film that encapsulates the first 3 minutes, and then the first 3 issues in about 10 minutes, and then the second 10 minutes are the conclusion of this from issue 4. And I haven't read these 4 issues, but I think that's the way to go first. A good, solid YouTube video.
I think you got to read the other 2 issues before you say that.
But look, those first 2 were a waste. Like, from my experience.
I will say that I feel like obviously the book has a little bit of a meta thing going on. And if you make, like,
you get
I
that
do think,
3rd and 4th issue?
I think even from the first and second issue, you kind of like, like the book. I can't say that it's not self-referential, but it's like, it feels like it references like the genres, or the genre.
I get it, but it's okay. I can see that. I'll give it that. And if that's what you like about it, then that's what you like about it. This is not what I liked about it.
No, I'm not even saying that I like that about it. I'm just saying I was going to say that I understand that that's a part of it, and there's a like in some ways like the characters in the story play things kind of straight for the most part, but I feel like the story itself it doesn't necessarily take it itself as serious as the characters in it are are taking it.
It's a little more tongue in cheek, is what you're saying.
Yeah, a little
Mm.
bit, and if it did go into a different medium, like if they did make a movie, it's like if they can find that line where it's like where the audience knows that it's like everyone's in on the joke except for the characters in the movie or whatnot, it could work. It could
Yeah,
work.
like if you want that, just watch Cabin in the Woods. You don't need to make another movie of this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that I think I saw a description and Cabin in the Woods was referenced, like where they're like, this is kind of like Cabin in the Woods meets something else. Like, I haven't seen Cabin in the Woods. I know a little bit about it though, but
I would say watch it, and you can watch it, but Jay would say no. He wants you to watch Gate
and
Creep,
no, Jay's the final word.
yeah, Gate Creepy or whatever the movie he said.
I don't know.
Koopy.
Yeah. What what else do we have to say about Where Monsters Lie before we do a rating?
Yeah, for me, nothing.
That's
The
fair.
less I
All
have
right.
to think about it from this point on in my life, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Oz, what would you rate Where Monsters Lie?
4. This is a fun read. Fun. It's quick.
Mhm.
It's only 4 issues, so it's quick.
Right.
Even though there's a lot of words.
There are a lot of words. Got it. Moses Magnum, what would you rate Where Monsters Lie?
I can only rate the first two, and from these first two is a 2 out of 5. From what I hear from you guys, maybe if I read the rest of it, I can probably jump that to a 4, maybe, or even a 5. But in comics, you got to make me wait a month, like between issues. It's like
Yeah.
if you're doing this shit for the first two, like you
Yeah.
know. And now I will say that the last 2 pages of issue 2 did want me to get me to want to read the rest, but I just don't have time for it. So, or didn't up until Showtime. So from these first 2 issues, it is a 2 for me. Now, and that's part of it. It's like, some of the art issues, and then that whole soliloquy, that an execution of him hearing something outside. Something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. No, that seems fair. We got Jay back. Jay, right on time, man. What would you rate Where Monsters Lie?
5 out of 5.
There it is. Jay with a bit of the dramatic pause. I love it. The tension. I was like, what's he gonna say? So 5 out of 5 for Jay. I would rate it you know what? I think I gotta give it a 4 out of 5. I liked it. I did like it. And yeah, I did like it. It wasn't what I expected. And I don't think any of the criticisms that you've said, Mo, are off base. Like
It doesn't
I
matter.
get I'm not like I think that everything you said is correct. It's just that I think that in spite of that, it's still like I had a
Well,
different
again,
reading.
all that is first 2 issues only. It's not what happens.
Right.
Apparently, the 4th issue is what will get 3 more stars, but I got to get through 3. Yeah.
Right. All right. So okay, cool. Um, shoot, I guess it's time for us to get out of here. We did decent time wise. Then not perfect, but we did decent. And it's like we've had longer shows with less with fewer topics. So I'm not mad at it. Let's do some final thoughts. Uh-oh. We need final thought music. It's coming. It's coming. That reminded me of the cunning. You're right. It is hard to say. All right, Jay, give me some final thoughts, man.
Um, I have a final thought, but it is not so appropriate.
It's not show appropriate.
And we talked about
It's not
a tiny
show.
chick bouncing on the
Yes.
giant.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're gonna. It's not show appropriate. We're not gonna try to appropriate it. Then let's go. All right. All right. Jay's final thought. I have a thought. Not appropriate. Oz, final thoughts.
I got some tracking numbers on some very big packages coming in, so hopefully next few weeks that'll show up. Like, subscribe, all that, so you get alerted when they go up. I guess.
Word.
Not good at this.
Moses Magnum, final thought.
Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Sometime tomorrow you're gonna see Larry get scared at Exorcist Believer trailer, and yeah, forgive the shitty green screen. I have we had a person be the green screen, so that's the best I could do with it. But aside from that, it's a pretty good reaction. It's gonna be a good video. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and there's more to come now because now I'm actually mad at him. So you're gonna get good stuff from Larry in this Halloween season.
For the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate each and every one of you who decide to tune in. Please hit us up on our social. Let us know what it is you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of, okay? So until then, we are the Fantastic Forum. Good night. Good night.